We welcome you to this broadcast of high school varsity volleyball here on NKTelco Sports. We are at the Coliseum inside Botkins Athletic Complex, where the Lady Rushi Raiders are going to take on the Botkins Lady Trojans. Tonight's contest is brought to you by the following sponsors: Keyhole Pizza, First National Bank, Precision Strip, Emerson Climate Technologies, Carriage Works, Grand Lake Health, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Lincoln Electric Automation, Minster Bank, New Knoxville Supply, Pratt Industries, Winners Meats, and of course, NKTelco. Jeremy, Rushi brings in the Shelby County Athletic League's best record, sitting atop the conference by themselves, undefeated in conference play.
They're 10-0 in the SEAL, 15-4 overall. Those 4 losses to the likes of New Bremen, Marion Local. Hey, they're not playing no easy slouch of a schedule here. They're playing a dogfight every night they go out.
Absolutely. Returning letter ladies and starters from last season's excellent run. Kate Sherman, senior first team All-SCAL last year, just got her 1,000th kill not long ago. Maya Manan, also senior first team SCAL last year, 3,000 assists. Cece Borcher, senior honorable mention as a sophomore. And then Ronnie Poling and Carly Scott. So they've got some experience on the Rushi side of the ledger. Let's talk a little bit about the hometown Botkins Lady Trojans and what they bring to the table. There we go. So returning letter people starters: Leah Steinke, senior; Trace Hendrickson, senior; Gabby Griffith, senior. Congratulations to all of them for celebrating senior night. And then Janelle Plattfoot, honorable all-county mention last year. And we're going to take a quick break and hear the national anthem. When we return, we will give you the Emerson Climate Technology starting lineups. It's Rushi at Botkins here on NKTelco Sports.
Hi, I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
At Wilson Health, we're extending care beyond the walls of the hospital, with resources designed to keep you in charge of your health.
Our independence and connection to the community are unique in a world where big healthcare strives to act like corporations.
Our tools may be the same, but we are different.
We're neighbors, friends, and family who truly care about the people who live here.
We call it caring without limits, and it's just the beginning of a whole new Wilson Health.
All right, welcome back to the Botkins Athletic Complex. Congratulations and thank you to Miss Keegan Showers, providing us with a wonderful rendition of our national anthem, the sophomore middle hitter for the Botkins JV team, doing the honors. And we're going to get the starting lineups, the Emerson Climate Technologies starting lineups for each team here in just a moment. As both schools at this point, Jeremy, looking to tune up for the tournament.
I believe tournament draw is this weekend, Scott. So this is a big one for both of them. You know, for the Rushi Raiders, you want to stay perfect in the league, and you want to get to that 16-4 record. Go in there on Sunday, be able to put that on your resume. For the Lady Trojans, you just want to continue to get better and play good competitive volleyball tonight. And maybe some people just don't want to play because you have been playing pretty well lately.
Absolutely. So your starting lineup for the Lady Raiders: number 1, Jillian Chapman; number 2, Carly Scott; number 3, Cece Borchers; number 4, Kate Sherman; number 5, Maya Monin; and number 6, Ronnie Poling; number 7, Kelby Dosick. Your libero wears jersey number 1, and now we got the lights out here in the Coliseum to honor our seniors and a special starting lineup introduction. Pretty cool stuff here. Get them amped up for this Shelby County Athletic League match.
Nothing better than Mr. Ryan Gutman on the mic.
Absolutely. First-year coach Logan Watercutter getting introduced.
Number 2, she's a freshman, Caitlin Meyer.
And this is Caitlin Meyer, number 2.
Number 11, she's a sophomore, Jana Metz.
Number 11, Jana Metz, sophomore. A little tumbling action.
Number 7, she's a junior, Janelle Plattfoot.
Junior, number 7, Janelle Plattfoot.
Number 10, she's a junior, Caitlin Barhorst.
Another junior wearing jersey number 10, Caitlin Barhorst.
And now for the last time at Botkins, our seniors. She's 4 feet 11 inches from Venice Beach, California. Number 1, Trace Hendrickson.
And number 1, senior Trace Hendrickson with the dunk.
She's a 6'5" senior from College Station, Pennsylvania. Number 8, Leah.
And this is number 8, Leah Steinke. And the last of the seniors about to be introduced. This will be your libero.
7 feet 11 inches.
7 feet 11 inches, according to the public address announcer, Miss Gabby Griffith. Wears jersey number 17, and she'll be in the back row, defensive specialist, libero. All right, gotta love senior night. A lot of good memories made, Jeremy.
Just a little something different there, like you said, to make it a little bit special for them.
Absolutely. So we're getting ready here to have some more memories made. This time they'll be volleyball memories. And again, the Raiders coming in on fire, 10-0 in conference play, and they've got a big battle coming up at Fort Laramie. They beat the Lady Redskins earlier in the year. They're going to have to do battle again, as in the SCAL, you not only run the gauntlet once, you run the gauntlet twice. Love that about that conference.
You're going to find out where you're at, and you get in the SCAL. The other team knows you about as well as you know yourself. Absolutely. When you start seeing each other.
Absolutely.
So,
all right, well, why don't you give us the Chunky Bob Keyhole Pizza. Keys to the game will start on the Russia side of the ledger here.
Coach Aaron Watkins came right out and said it. They want to avoid the trap game, and with Laramie coming into town next Tuesday. Play with energy and focus and establish tempo early. They're into quick sets. They're into the slides. I mean, it is a quick-paced game for the Russia Raiders.
Absolutely, absolutely. They like to play tempo volleyball, as you said. Now, how about the Keyhole Pizza keys to the game for Coach Logan Watercutter and the Botkins Lady Trojans?
Coach Watercutter had 3 things she wanted to focus on: eliminate our errors, generate offense out of the serve receive, and contain Russia's offense. Russia's got hitters like Sherman and Monin and all them going to come right at her. You have to receive those. You have to dig them out.
Absolutely. And we are about to be underway. This is Leah Steinke going to put the ball in to play. Dug in the back by the libero Chapman, and this is going to go out off of an attempted block up front for the Trojans. And Russia wins the serve back, and they will send Carly Scott behind the service line, number 2, to do the business. Top spinner into the nylon, and Botkins will take over. And this will be Janelle Plattfoot, setter extraordinaire. Janelle has recorded 231 assists. That's what occurs when you set to a kill for point. And dug in the back there by Scott. Now pass forward, little dinker across. That's Ronnie Poling. Maya Monin set her up, little back set there. And just like that, tied 2-2 on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard.
Coach Watson talked about playing with pace there. They kind of changed the pace just a little bit. They usually go with that hard hitting, finding Sherman and them for kills, and then Poling there just kind of dinks one across, nice and easy.
And there goes Kate Sherman. Asking ye shall receive. She goes up the ladder on the left side from her outside hitter position. Unfortunately for the Raiders, that resulted in a Botkins point, as the kill was no bueno. And a big, deep serve receive. Sherman up front, nice one-handed stab. Plattfoot keeps it in play. And this one is airmailed by senior Leah Steinke.
For Botkins to stay in this game, there's two key names we need to hear and hear a lot. Leah Steinke and Trace Hendrickson.
Yep.
They have to be involved and have to be involved a lot.
Steinke now looked like she turned her head. She wanted to go to Hendrickson with the pass over there to the right side, but when she turned her head, her platform, as they call it, became rather uneven and the ball carried out of bounds. So Simone Putoff will continue to serve for Coach Watkins. And here comes Trace Hendrickson. Nice deep swing to the back. That's Putoff. Pass across to Sherman. Here it comes off the block. Digging the back by Griffith. Over past Sherman again. This time it's going down. Kate Sherman doing Sherman things with that kill.
Griffith dug that first one out, but the pass went back a little bit too deep, and Sherman was there quick-footed, got right back at it. You could see she almost licked her chops for that one.
Kind of like hanging an 82-mile-an-hour curveball over the plate for Aaron Judge. That's a meatball. And a little dinker across there by Kylie Mack. Now a kill from the back row, dug in the back by Griffith and Hendrickson. Big swing, nice dig by the libero, pushed across. And now Botkins Plattfoot sets it across to Meyer. And I think we had it went out of bounds off of the block. So Botkins stops the offensive momentum of the Raiders, and Trace Hendrickson apparently from California, according to the PA, the public address announcer in the warm-ups, or in the introductions. Hendrickson now playing her last home volleyball match of her wonderful career here at Botkins. Off the block, nice play by Mack, but Botkins unable to make it happen there as a diving Janelle Plattfoot couldn't get that ball elevated enough. And Mack will exit the floor, and coming on will be Jana Metz. 6-3 on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard as Kate Sherman now back to serve. And Rushi really hungry for a deep playoff run. They've had some pretty good volleyball teams in the past, but I got to say, this is probably one of their better ones.
And you got to believe with their experience, as we were going over their lineups and stuff like that coming into the game, Scott, you see a lot of number 12 next to them. There's a lot of seniors out here.
Yep.
They've been down this road. They felt a little bit of heartbreak last year, falling just a little bit short on what they wanted to accomplish. And you know, in the back of their minds, they watch that baseball team go down there and experience that. That feeds a lot of other kids when that happens.
Winning creates winning, and you see it time and time again, especially in small schools where all these kids know each other that play in the various sports. Once one program gets going, gets some success, it seems to spread across programs. And so you're seeing that with baseball, ladies basketball in the past at Rushi, men's basketball. Now the volleyball team has got their turn in the sun as this one is pushed long by Putoff. Botkins point. Rushi with a 2-point advantage, 7-5 on the First National Bank scoreboard.
I think Coach Watkins here would like to see Rushi playing just a little bit cleaner than they are. They've hit a couple. They've had a couple hitting errors and stuff like that so far, and big block right there by Leah Steinke at the net.
She plays so well at the net, so confident, big. Now she's going to get a chance to put a kill up, and it's going to fall on the side of the Raiders. Cece Borchers was there, and Cece is the blocker. If you're a Raiders fan, she is the gal. She's got 50 blocks on the season so far, and I believe I saw something. I did not. Okay, so 50 blocks on the season, but that time it fell on the Rushi side as Carly Scott, dug by Griffin, battle at the net goes to the Raiders, and Cece Borchers will go back and serve. 8-6, Rushi leads.
It's early in set one here, Scott, but if you're Coach Watercutter, you have to like how Leah Steinke and Trace Hendrickson are going at Rushi on this.
Absolutely, very aggressive.
At times we've seen Trace be a little tentative up at the net. That's not what she was when she was in there, and neither has Leah Steinke been tentative at all.
Carly Scott pounds one to the back right corner of the Botkins defense, and Borchers will serve again. 3-point lead now for the Lady Raiders. And that's going to fall short. Boy, if that had got across the net, Plattfoot would have had some work to do. And back to serve now for the Lady Trojans. This is number 17, the libero, Gabby Griffith, another of the three seniors we saw highlighted before or honored before the match began. All the way across, this is Poling, and she's going to pound one down. Very nice swing. She was pretty well out of bounds there, but managed to find the sideline there. All the way across court, nice play. And Maya Manin now will go back and serve.
Poling's got a very compact swing. It comes at you. I mean, when she doesn't have that long looping swing, I mean, it is straight up her side and at you. Senior Maya Manin, she's had a heck of a career, hasn't she? 3,000 assists.
Yep, she's got 592 so far this year. Oh, nice play back there by Emerson Walters. Yeah. Unfortunately, Botkins unable to get that. It was a little bit of an overpass, too close to the net on the second hit. But, boy, Emerson Walters, nice play back there on defense for the Trojans. 12-7 now on the First National Bank scoreboard as Maya Manin serves again. And this this is going to go in the books as an ace.
$3,000 assists. I mean, and that's a
lot
of assists.
Those are just the ones that went for points.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly. And you think about it, we talked about it earlier, Kate Sherman with 1,000 kills. If you're getting 3,000 assists, you got somebody on the other end that's putting that down, and there's a lot of numbers there.
Kate Sherman, the other big hitter. I don't know who it probably is. Probably Poling.
I believe Poling. There's a whole wealth of them, have huge hitting numbers, big attack numbers for them.
Can also put it down.
You got Sherman at 243 kills on the year. Cece Borchers 121. Carly Scott
168.
I mean, numbers that are just impressive.
Dug by Griffith. Metz all the way across to Barhorst. Now we'll push this one across to Carly Scott. And I don't think that got over the net, but either way, whether it was a block or not, it's point Botkins. And Leah Steinke will continue to serve. 14-9 on the First National Bank scoreboard. The Raiders with the lead in this early going in set one. The Raiders did win the JV match in straight sets, 2-0. As that serve goes out of bounds. And Carly Scott will now pick up the serving chores for Coach Watkins.
You know, we talked about earlier in the JV game, we talked about kids improving and getting better. You still want to see that at the varsity level. And for the Lady Trojans, one young lady who's really gotten better as the season's gone along is Gabby Griffith, Eric at the libero. We had her the other week there.
She was
we
player
were
of the game
about.
last
She was
match,
player
I
of the
believe.
game.
Yeah, her defense. You won't see it. I mean, other than Diggs, you won't see her show up a lot in the box score. But everything starts off of that defense. And you're right, man. She played a whale of a match. And now Plattfoot's going to set Hendrickson. Nice play right there. She gets it down over the front row. Looked like Kelby Dosick for the Raiders just wasn't sure what she wanted to do as far as going up. And Hendrickson put it down right over her head. So 15-11 now. And this will be Janelle Plattfoot. One of those all-around utility players. She's the main setter. But you'll see her go up there and block. You'll see her swing and make kills. And an excellent server as Kate Sherman puts one down in the middle of the Botkins defense.
They play, like Coach Watkins said, he wants them to play with tempo. And, man, when they get in that, when they are back there in their system, it is quick. You know, it's.
Yeah, they move the ball well. They pass accurately, and they get up and down very quickly. You're right. And that's Jillian Chapman serving. Now Steinke's going to swing for the back row off the block. Chapman's going to back up the front row. And then a back set over to Kelby Dosick. And count that one for the Raiders. Let's see,
that is 9 kills already in the set, and not one of them have more than 2.
Yeah.
They spread the wealth around.
Yep, they do.
And that's what makes them a little tough, because you can't really focus on any. Trace Hendrickson, big swing.
Boy, nice job. Nice rally there by the Raiders to get that over off of Hendrickson's swing. And there's another one. And this time the block falls. And I'm going to say that's probably number 3, Cece Borchers, getting up there and putting up the wall off. And Hendrickson had a nice swing on that. She had a great swing on the first one, and the Raiders managed to recover. And there's an ace for Jillian Chapman.
And there's a little bit of the difference between the Trojans and the Raiders. We talked about numerous people having kills for the Raiders. Janelle Plattfoot is going to go to Trace Hendrickson a lot, and the Raiders were just sitting there waiting on the other side of the net. They just almost face guarding Trace.
Yeah. And that's going to go off of Hendrickson. She was up for the block, unable to get quite square. Karam's out of bounds, so the run continues for the Raiders. 20-11 now behind the service expertise of Jillian Chapman. Nice play there, Griffith. And here goes Hendrickson, a little dinker. And Botkins unable to get under that one. Just a little tapper back off the block. 21-11 now as Rushi trying to get to a quick conclusion here in this first set.
Borchers and Dosek are causing some havoc up there at the net.
Sure are. This is Kylie Mack right at the libero. It's in that spot where it's really, it's too low to kind of hit it with a set, and it's way too high to dig. And nice kill right there by, I believe that was Kylie Mack, number 12. Nice swing there for the junior. It's a nice junior class here playing for the Trojans. Kylie Mack, Janelle Plattfoot, Allie Gerstner, Caitlin Barhorst. They're going to have, so there's 4 really strong juniors that they're going to have next year in the lineup. Jana Metz, just a sophomore. And then you'll see Ashlyn Gruey and Brennan Paul. Nice dunk right there by Trace Hendrickson. You saw it in the intro. That dunk was no fooling.
Well, and you got Caitlin Meyer, the young freshman there, who's been starting a lot.
Yeah, number 2.
She's gotten progressively better through the year, being more confident, more aggressive up there, and that's kind of what you want to see if you're Coach Watercutter.
Nice play back there by Barhorst to keep that in play. Meyer, Hendrickson, Barhorst. That just can't quite get it done. Looked like that was Kelby Dosick went up there and blocked that swing and pushed it back. Botkins unable to return it. So 22-13, Rushi takes the serve back. Simone Putoff, the ace leader, 34 aces on the season for number 11. Dug in the back by Steinke. Set Plattfoot back set to Hendrickson. Big swing and a nice play back there by Jillian Chapman to get under it, but she couldn't get enough on it for Audrey Stickle, number 13, to do anything with it.
We usually see Trace in the middle there, in the middle hitter, and that time she's on the outside and taking big swings on the outside. The other week there, she was struggling a little bit, and she was trying to push those across. Tonight, she's taking big swings and going right at the Rushi Raiders. Speaking of a big swing.
Yeah, Kate Sherman puts one to the back right. Hendrickson back there. She's got to fold up like a big lawn chair in order to get down there for a dig, man. It's a long way down. She's got to be almost 6 feet tall, and it is tough for a big to get all folded up and make a dig back there, and Sherman showed us how that works. So 23-14 as Kate Sherman will serve now. Nice knuckleball. You see the movement on that. Good job on serve receive. Here comes Leah Steinke deep to the back corner. Saved by the libero. Cross to Stickle. She's going to go up a little blooper. Steinke saves the day. Pushed all the way to the back by Meyer. And then a back set. Here comes Sherman. Big swing block. Back over. Nice rally we got going. Here goes. This is Leah Steinke to the back. Dug in the back row. Walter's going to pass forward. Here comes Meyer off the block and down. Boy, good volleyball right there. Both sides making plays on defense. 24-14 set point as Kate Sherman trying to wrap up this first set.
Both teams trying it multiple ways. Big swings, little tips, little quick sets. And both teams were answering on defense there on that set, on that rally.
Leah Steinke pushes it across court. Little communication there. Here comes Sherman. Good luck with that. And that's going to do it for the first set. Rushi 25, Botkins 14, and rather than go to break, we've got a little special extra sports activity conversation. We're going to introduce a couple of Botkins Trojans golfers. I'm going to jump off the headset and hand it over. And this is, I believe, Ryan Dietz. Is that right?
Dietz.
Ross Dietz, Ryan Downhill. Some guy named Dietz. I'm going to get out of here and hand it to Ross.
Got a great opportunity here tonight. We're going to welcome Ross and Lydia Dietz. They're going to talk about it. They just qualified this week to the state golf match. Ross, a sophomore. Ross, this is your second trip, right?
Yep.
Last year made it as a team. This year going as an individual. You were second at the districts. Is that correct? Or you were second as an individual?
Yes, I was the second individual.
What'd you shoot down there the other day, Ross?
79.
A 79. That's impressive. Now, that's exactly right, Scott. That's a front nine for me and you, and a good day. For Ross, won it on a playoff hole?
Yes, I did.
Talk about that strategy. You got done and you sat around for 2 hours waiting because you go off first because you qualified as an individual. Is that correct?
Yep.
And then the teams go off.
Yep.
What are some things that you were doing? I mean, are you relaxing? Are you just sitting back, talking? Are you going out and hitting? What are you doing in that time period waiting on everybody else to come in?
I was just trying to keep a positive mindset, and I was trying to stay loose. The kid that I played with in the playoff hole, Parker Herrick from Houston, we're pretty good friends, and he shared his range balls with me so that I could stay loose, which was really nice of him. So
that's a good deal there. That's a good deal. Now, you're going to play down at North Star, is that correct?
Yep.
On Friday and Saturday. Going down and you're going to do some practice rounds, I believe you told me on Thursday. How's that golf course set up for you there, or do you know much about it, Ross?
Yeah, we played in an invitational there as a team last year, so I kind of remember it just a little bit, but, just got to go down in the practice round and see how it sets up for me.
Now, one thing that's a little bit different. Last year, you had the opportunity to play with your older brother, Jack. Experienced that. You went down there and played at the state golf match. This year, a little bit of a twist on it. You had the opportunity to play with your older sister. Talk to us about playing with Lydia through the year, because we're going to talk to her. She kind of jumped ship on you there, didn't she?
Yep.
She went over. She played with the boys all regular season, then went over and played with the girls. Talk about playing with Lydia through the year.
Yeah, so it was different. Not many people get to say that they played with their sister in high school, and I just think it's pretty cool to be able to call her my teammate and my sister.
Who's better?
I'd like to say me.
You can say that. You can say that. We're going to get ready here for set number 2. Rushi on the serve, and while we're doing that and we're getting ready there, Trace Hendrickson with a quick little tip across, Kate Sherman with the set over, and we're going to get Lydia on here. Lydia, welcome. How are you this evening?
Oh, I'm great.
First off, congratulations. Big day yesterday.
Yeah.
Exciting not only for, yourself, but and I'm going to speak on behalf of the school and a lot of your peers. We were excited watching that on TV.
Yeah, it was great.
So you, very much like Ross, putting your parents through torture there, you decided, hey, I played a playoff hole for the sectional. I enjoyed that evidently, and I want to do it again in the district one. So you play another playoff hole with a chance to go to state.
Yeah.
You know? Talk about that. I'm going to ask you the same question I asked Ross.
Yes.
You're there for 2 hours. What's going through your head?
Basically, I just sat around because at the time that I was done, nobody else had been done because I was the first tee time. So we kind of just sat around, talked for a little bit, and when we actually realized that, this might actually go into a playoff, I actually, started to think, oh, my gosh, I need to start getting myself ready. So I went to the range and chipped and putted for a while just to make sure that I was still warmed up.
You just kind of get by yourself and stuff like that. So when you got to the playoff hole, you went out on 16, is that correct? Was that the playoff hole you played?
No, we actually played hole number 1.
Hole number 1. You had a par on that
yes.
originally, right? And
yes.
then you parred in the playoff hole.
Yes.
As you're going through that playoff hole there and you start seeing them, and the young lady had a 6 who rolled hers in before you, correct? You were hitting 4, correct?
Yeah, so they both made bogeys, I think, and I was putting for par. And so the thought that was going through my head is, if I make this, then, I win individually and I get to go to state. So it was just a double thing, and I was like, I just got to hit this putt, and it'll be what it's going to be.
Which is so great because last year Ross won the district, correct?
Yeah.
To get to state and get his team there. This year you're like, hey, little brother, I ain't leaving here with you having one up on me. You went out and got that opportunity, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
We talked the same question at it for Ross. You had an opportunity to play with a younger brother.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big moment, isn't it? A lot of fun?
Yes, it was a lot of fun. Not many people can say, I got to play with my younger brother and compete with him on the same, courses and play the same tees and stuff like that. It was just incredible. And the things that we accomplished this year were just great.
What's your long-term plan here, Lydia? I mean, let's go you're going to play at the Scarlet. Is that correct?
Yes.
Next week,
Yep.
you'll play at the Scarlet.
Well, no, we actually play at the Gray.
You'll play at the Gray.
Yeah, the boys played at the Scarlet last year.
Okay, so you're going to play at the Gray. Have you been on that course?
I've never been on it.
Thursday's the first time, huh?
Yes.
Excited?
Yeah, very.
Should be. What's your long-term plans? Does it mean golf in college, possibly?
Yeah, I want to go play golf somewhere in college. I'm not sure what I want to do yet, but I'll figure that out.
Hey, Scott and I are much older than you. We're still figuring this stuff out on a daily basis. We've come to this as possibly a future for us of calling games, of volleyball games and stuff. And, you know, we might go do some, I don't know, maybe we can try to get NKTelco on a golf course next year, Scott, you know. But, hey, Lydia, congratulations to you and to Ross and to Coach Meyer. Tremendous season. It's been exciting, and we look forward to, you know, Friday and Saturday, you know, over there at Columbus. This is kids' dream. Anytime you go into a sport like this, and most kids dream about it, and very few get an accomplishment. And congratulations, young lady. We're super proud of you.
Yeah, thank you.
Between me and Lydia, or between? Yeah, who's better, between you and Ross?
I got to give it to Ross on this one.
Is it just because he can hit it farther? Your short game can be pretty good at times.
Yeah, my short game is decent, but he just is able to run in the long putts, and I just...
Now, let's not kid ourselves. You and I went out earlier in the fall, and now, first off, you play in a blaze. I mean, I'm not going to lie. You're in a hurry out there playing. I take a little bit longer. I showed you a couple things. You probably used a couple things on yesterday from that I talked about, didn't you?
Doubt.
That's what I thought. I appreciate that. It makes me feel good. Well, hey, congratulations, Lydia. We're going to get back to the volleyball here. Thank you very much, and good luck.
Yep, thank you.
Lydia Dietz, ladies and gentlemen, there just followed Ross Dietz there. A lot of fun with those two, and good luck and congratulate to both them and Coach Meyer as they head down to Columbus next week and play on the Scarlet course and on North Star.
That's a pretty cool deal, siblings getting to play on the same team, but also in the case, because, you know, it's boys sports, girls sports, you get brother and sister get to play together on the same team and compete together. That's pretty good stuff. So very, very nice kids. Best of luck to them, and congratulations to both Lydia and Ross and, of course, Coach Meyer. And so back to volleyball here. We're in set two. Rushi with a 7-5 lead. Botkins holding their own here in the early going as Trace Hendrickson going to go back and serve it up for Coach Watercutter.
We talked about it in the first set there. You know, Trace and Leah both being very active here in the second set. And both Janelle and when Jana's in the game setting, Jana Metz, they're feeding those two a lot.
Boy, nice play right there to push it across. Kelby Dosek off the bench. Got the Botkins defense all twisted up, unable to return that little dinker, as I call him, just a little bump across. And Dosek will leave. Simone Putoff will go back and serve, kind of the ace server, if you will, for Coach Watkins and the Lady Raiders. Off comes Kylie Mack. On comes Emerson Walters for Botkins. And the serve will go back middle to Janelle Platfoot, and boy, big swing right there.
One thing we've seen very often, Kate Sherman taking a big swing. One thing we haven't seen very often, Janelle Platfoot with an overpass there. Yeah. You know, right to Sherman.
And it'll go right back to Platfoot. That's across to Steinke, now to the front row, all the way across. They find Kate Sherman, and that one's going to be just a little bit long as Maya Manan sets it across to Sherman, and Manan was clear on the right side of that offense, and Sherman all the way to the left, and boy, they've done that a few times. Manan had no problem finding her. Dug there by Lindsay Vestano. Here comes Sherman. This one's going to go out of bounds as well. So again, you see Rushi just feeding the beast, as they say. Let the big dog eat. And Sherman swinging well, just a couple of hitting errors close to the line, but out.
You had a feeling there with Rushi, the way that Cece Borchers and Maya Manan just keep feeding Sherman, that eventually they're like, those ones that are hitting 6 inches out aren't going to be hitting out anymore.
Jana Metz did a nice job of getting behind the blockers to pick that dinker up, but ended up, that single hand stab ended up out of bounds as Kate Sherman now gets ready to serve for the Raiders. 10-7, the Raiders lead on the First National Bank scoreboard. Steinke saves it. Now Griffith's going to have to free ball it all the way over. Libero to libero. Manan sets up Scott off the block. And they're going to say that Botkins was in the net. Point Raiders 11-7.
You know, we're watching Rushi serve at Plattfoot, and what it's doing is it's taking her out of the offense.
Correct.
You know,
she has to do serve receive instead of set.
And a lot of people are like, well, why would you hit it to probably your best player? You know, why are you hitting it to the best player? Because they want her to touch the ball and then take her out of the offense.
And she can't set.
And then she can't go set. So,
I think a serve receive with a good serve is a lot harder for that person, in this case, Plattfoot. As you see, again, another tough one to receive. That's a lot harder ball to manage than receiving a pass and setting. So, yeah, it's. I think you're onto something there, just taking the best setter right out of that roll.
It's kind of different than any other sport where usually in other sports you try to keep it away from the best player. In this one, you want them to go touch it right off the bat.
You see that a lot when the bigs make it to the back row. They will serve right at the hitters, and we're going to get a precision strip timeout called by Coach Watercutter as a run of aces for the Raiders, and they lead by a football score 14-7 over Botkins here on NKTelco Sports.
CarriageWorks has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. CarriageWorks thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. CarriageWorks now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. CarriageWorks has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for CarriageWorks. We're certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
Kemmler Orthopedic Center is focused on a personalized, caring approach to treat all aspects of orthopedics, including total joint replacement, shoulder reconstruction, stem cell injections, and more. Dr. James Kemmler and Jed Cooney, certified PA, are dedicated to providing the best orthopedic care in the Grand Lake region. Kemmler Orthopedic Center has offices located in Salina and Van Wert, along with extended evening hours. To schedule an appointment, call our office at 419-586-5760.
Welcome back to the Coliseum. Scott Fry here with you, and to my left, my buddy Jeremy Plyman. He's in charge of the interview business over here. Nice that we could highlight, showcase a couple of standout golfers for the Trojans headed to Columbus next week to play, I believe, boys on the scarlet, girls on the gray.
Girl, yeah, is that what she said?
She's on the gray.
She's on the gray,
and the boys are in the scarlet.
Yeah, scarlet, which I believe they're called. Is it called North Star also?
I'm not sure.
I'm not a huge golfer. I go out there and whack it around, but I usually have to chase a lot of the balls.
I'm the guy you want on your team because invariably, like if you're playing a scrambles, you're going to have to hit out of trouble, and that's my role on a scrambles game because. Not because I'm great, but because I spend most of my time in trouble. I know what club I should hit, and I have some confidence because I've put a lot of reps together from behind trees and out of the very, very thick nonsense, the waist-high grass that's 2 fairways over off the drive, off the tee. That's where I hang out. So I'm that guy. You know how you like to, if you can play a co-ed scrambles, you always like to have a lady on your team who can drive well because you can have her tee off from the ladies' tees, right?
Yep.
So my specialty is hitting a 7-iron choked way down from behind a tree. That's what I do.
Well, and it's a like you said, Scott, it's a spot you're comfortable with.
Well, that's where I play most of my golf is exactly. Off the fairway. I don't know what to do. Wait, why? What? How do I hit out of the short grass?
That's uncomfortable for us.
Yeah.
I spend a lot of time out there looking for mine in the deep rough, and everybody has to understand your game.
Carly Scott, big swing. Nice dig back there. Emerson Walters pass from Metz. Here comes Barhorst. Oh, right to the back row. Has to be played by Putoff. Here comes Scott again. She's got a nice swing cross court and down. Gabby Griffith, nothing she could do with that. I'll tell you, Carly Scott, she could put him down. That front left position.
It's very casual when she's attacking it, but man, when her arm comes winging around there,
nothing casual about that.
Nothing casual about it at all.
Dug by Borchers. Now back set slide. Count that one. Ronnie Poling with a little wraparound behind Maya Mannen. That's a great play. I love to see when that slide works. That's a cool play. And Cece Borchers now, one of the seniors for Coach Watkins, will serve. 18-8 now. Rushi up a 10 spot. And that one goes into the nylon.
That slide is so tough to play when you
timing-wise.
Yeah, timing-wise, when you're on defense. You've got one. That time they had Poling sliding, and they had Cece Borchers attacking straight on. You're kind of I mean,
Yeah,
on a
where's the
quick
ball
set,
coming
like
from?
where
Yeah.
are we going? And
Yep.
that's why they're ranked number 5 in the state of Ohio. Let's not kid ourselves, and are one of the
Absolutely.
favorites to get down to, get to Dayton
Yep.
and play in the Final Four down there.
Leah Steinke with an ace. Cuts the lead to 8. See if she goes right back to Courtney Flippo, back row center. She's the libero on the JV team. And this time the serve falls short. And Maya Mannen will go back to do the duty. Number 5, the setter for this Raiders offense. Run a 5-1 offense, one setter typically. Griffiths, a little trouble on serve receive. Flatfoot settles it. Steinke free balls it over. Flippo pass all the way from Mannen to Scott. Barhorst right there. Nice block,
Big block
Trace
by
Henderson,
Trace
but
Henderson.
the libero is there, and we keep going. Flatfoot's going to set Hendrickson, now a little tipper. Mannen in position, short, little quick set, and that one's going to drop for a point. As you saw Botkins starting to cheat to the middle, anticipating. You saw Ronnie Poling coming right up the middle with a big swing ready and a little quick set for a score. Nice play. 20-10 now. Back out to a 10-point lead are the Raiders on the First National Bank scoreboard. I'll tell you, Botkins is struggling a little bit with this Raiders serve. You see Leah Steinke unable to do anything with the Mannen serve.
It was one of the things Coach Watercutter talked about in talking about with this game coming in is serve receive and
getting their offense started.
Yes,
out of that, yeah.
if you can't serve receive and you're having to, the worst case scenario is freeing balling it back over to the Raiders there, and that's not exactly what you want to be doing, giving more hitters more whacks at swinging away.
Boy, Metz did a nice job of trying to save that rally for the Trojans. Unfortunately, unable to finish. 22-10 now as Maya Mannen continues to serve. Blooper all the way over to Flatfoot. And again, another ace for the Raiders service game. Second set underway. Rushi won the first set 25-14. They are up 23-10 here in the second set. And that one's going to go long. So the service points come to a conclusion for Maya Mannen. Kylie Mack will spell out Jana Metz. And Janelle Flatfoot to serve now for Coach Watercutter's Trojans. Nice serve right at Mannen. Now here comes Scott on the other side. That's going to go off a Trojan. Oh, thought it was tipped. Botkins point. They'll continue to serve down 23-12 on the First National Bank scoreboard.
The Trojans have really done a nice job at times defensively. They've had some issues on serve receive, but when they've gotten it going, they've actually done a nice job defensively against the Raiders. The Raiders got a lot of hard hitters, and Gabby Griffith and Jana Metz played really well in that back row.
Carly Scott with a nice swing there. Also on the floor now, they're starting to roll some subs in. The Raiders are front row middle there. Jenna York, number 9, on the floor. As Courtney Flippo goes back to the bench. Carly Scott will serve now, up 24-12. This is the second set point, and that one's going to drop for an ace, and that's going to put a bow on set number 2 as the Raiders take that one 25-12. When we come back, it'll be set 3 action. We'll get a little kills, aces, blocks report from our friend Mr. Plyman. Once again, Rushi up 2-0 over Botkins here on NKTelco Sports.
We are here and here and here. Minster Bank is everywhere, providing every banking service that you need to keep your financial life in order. Whether you are on the go or stopping by one of our branches, Minster Bank is here for you. We proudly support the communities where you live. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
Unpack your potential with a career at Pratt Industries. Working at Pratt Industries is more than a job. It's a sustainable career.
Pratt Industries to me is a job. It's my career. It's the way I put food on my table, but I love what I do.
We offer competitive pay, excellent benefits, and opportunities for career advancement. To apply, visit careers.prattindustries.com.
Are you looking for a rewarding career? Lincoln Electric Automation in Coldwater and Fort Loramie supplies top-of-the-line automation systems to manufacturers. Lincoln Electric Automation routinely develops its team through hiring and by offering advanced technical training. We understand that every employee matters, and every role contributes to the success of our business. We offer advancement opportunities, competitive wages, and benefit packages. Visit LincolnElectric.com and get on track to a better career and a better future.
New Knoxville Supply Company, the supply source for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. We specialize in plumbing products from many name brands, electrical products from replacing a light switch to rewiring an entire house, heating, air conditioning, and geothermal products, sheet metal ductwork, installations, and service. We are now housing more inventory, so all the hardware items you need to complete the job are available right away. New Knoxville Supply. Stop in, call, or check us out online at newknoxvillesupply.com.
Welcome back to the Coliseum at the Botkins Athletic Complex. And we've got two in the books here. Rushi took the first set 25-14, second set 25-12. Let's get our kills, aces, blocks, our cab report. Here is Jeremy Plyman.
For the Rushi Raiders, and a little bit incomplete doing the interviews there, but I've got them at 19 kills plus. They've got 8 aces, and that's part of the issue for the Lady Trojans right now, is the 8 aces, struggling on serve receive. 6 blocks with, Sherman and Borchers up front and Poling causing some issues on the front lines. For the Lady Trojans, they're led so far by Trace Hendrickson. She's got 3 kills plus on the night, couple blocks in there. Her and Leah have been aggressive. You're just going up against. You love that they're taking big swings and taking their chances at it, but they're running into a force on that front end.
Absolutely. So Botkins will serve first, and they're going to send Leah Steinke back behind the service line to get things going here in the third set. Thanks for joining us. Also like to thank additional sponsors. We read off a number of primary sponsors at the start of the broadcast, but we'd also like to thank the following companies for their support, enabling us to bring you high school sports: Burke Petroleum, Chiltex LLC, Cy Sweeterman Incorporated, Dickman Supply, Hometown Opportunity, Hillsman Automotive, Park National Bank, SecureCom, St. Henry Bank, and Wilson Health. And there's a kill. Carly Scott's been busy up there on that front left outside hitting position, and she just made her presence felt once again, and now she gets to serve.
She's pretty much planted on that left side there. Now, they'll move Sherman and Cece Borchers around, but Scott, they love to keep her on that left-hand side.
Griffiths with the serve receive. Steinke passes across to Barhorse. She's going to lob one out of bounds, and Coach Watkins right there to field that one hopper. 2-0 now, early going, set 3. If you're just joining us, welcome. Rushi did win the JV match 2-0. And that one will find the nylon, and Botkins will take over.
We've watched this enough now, and we've watched New Bremen and stuff like that. Rushi is what I would consider a little bit more conservative on their serving. They try to hit it to the middle. They want to get in their offense on the receiving end, where you watch like a New Bremen and a Fort Loramie. They're trying to play those lines. They're trying to play those corners, and they'll have some service errors, but they're going to also make it real difficult on you there. Rushi wants it to come back to him a little bit and then go at it.
Ronnie Poling puts that one down for a point. You saw a nice example there of being right in system. Good serve receive, pass forward to Mon in the setter, and then Poling pounds it down. And now Ronnie Poling will sub out, sub back in. Libero can sub out and in at will. They don't have to check in and out as long as they come back to replace the player who came in for him, as Hendrickson with a big swing there. Yeah, that one's just a little bit long, kind of airmailed one hopper off the fence. As Ronnie
but
Poling,
going right to her strength. They went to that little quick set, which her and Plattfoot are real good at that together. And Metz is great with her on it.
Nice serve. That dig went all the way past the 10-foot line on the Rushi side. Borchers up. Hendrickson with the block. Point Botkins. Nice play right there. As Trace Hendrickson, now they're going to call that it didn't go over the net. Saw the signal for 4 hits. It means the ball never got over the net in time. So back to serve. I believe this is Barhorst, Caitlin Barhorst. Top spinner Sherman sets forward to Mon, and CC Borchers dug by Barhorst. Nice play And Plattfoot unable to get at that. Again, the power of that swing by Borchers, all Caitlin Barhorst could do was get under it, and it carried him out of bounds.
She may be their highest leaper. She's the shortest that they have when they put them in that front line with her and Sherman and Poling up there. But, man, when she gets up, it is out off the floor now.
Griffith, nice push all the way to the back. Rushi able to get there, and there you see an example of it as CC Borchers goes up, and she just kind of floats up there like a leaf on the wind. I'll tell you, she's just a little wisp of a thing, but when she gets up off the ground, it seems like she's up there for days.
Kind of reminds you of last year New Bremen.
Kaylee Friend.
Yeah, Kaylee Friend, yeah. She had that same kind of little hang time to her.
It's like it gives her time to scan the defense a little bit and make decisions on where she wants to go. And you saw a little mix-up there between Plattfoot and Kylie Mack. Looked like Mack was looking for a killable set, and Plattfoot kind of pushed it out over the net. And Mack was already committed to the jump. So Simone Putoff will continue to serve. Knuckleball dug in the back by Steinke. Here comes Hendrickson now. She has to adjust on the set. Nice dig back there by Putoff. Monin passes to Borchers. Dig in the back by Steinke. Plattfoot passes forward. This will be Meyer. Nice ball. Looked like she might have taken a little bit off that just to place it where the Raiders weren't. And she nailed it. 7-3 Rushi with the lead as Trace Hendrickson, the senior, will go back to serve now for Coach Watercutter.
That's very similar to how CC Borchers will play. We watched Caitlin Meyer earlier take full swing at it and hit. And that one here, she, like you said, kind of took a little bit off of it and tried to get real accurate with it, and it worked out well for her.
Plattfoot sets across to Steinke. Castano with it. Now Botkins, quick push across. Nice play by Leah Steinke. Boy, oh boy. Rushi just kind of started to gravitate toward the net. Steinke read it out of her left eye and put that thing right in front of Coach Watkins. Nice play.
That's just a little bit of court awareness. That's why, she's a 4-year starter here, and that came in handy right there. She's played a lot of volleyball.
Dug by Putoff. Now Monin, she's going to set Borchers, little tapper across. Plattfoot sets up a nice high ball. Here comes Mack, cross court. Unable to get that ball down. Well out of bounds as Sherman will go back to serve. Kate Sherman now. Earlier we mentioned in the pregame, she's the big achievement for volleyballers, 1,000 kills earlier this season. That's a big deal. That's a lot of kills.
A lot of kills. We got Trisha Mullins-Dietz. She's here at Botkins. They hang the jersey on the wall for 1,000-point scores in basketball and 1,000 kills in volleyball and 100 for soccer. Trisha Mullins, last year's coach, Trisha Dietz, has a 1,310 on her career.
That's a bunch. So that down official called the Raiders over the net. It was ball down on the Botkins side, battle at the net for it, and they're saying that the Raiders were over the net.
Not a call you see too often there. No. They usually let a lot of freedom in there.
They do. Dig by Griffiths, keeps it alive.
She's
Walters
playing really well.
To Meyer off the block. Nice play by Putoff. Now Monin will pass to Borcher. She's going to have to invent something, and she's unable to do so as Monin couldn't get a really great pass to CC Borchers, and Botkins hanging tough here in this third set, just down by 2, 8-6.
Coach Watercutter has to be real happy with the effort from her Lady Trojans here in this third set. They struggled in the first 2 sets, but yet here they're coming out. There's multiple blocks. There's Janelle Plattfoot battling at the net right now, down 8-6.
Monin drops one deep. Man, that's tough right there. That is tough. You see Emerson Walters and Gabby Griffith talking about who's going to take it as the ball falls. Just a tough play. When that thing gets close to that back line, you're like, is it not? Is it?
Yeah, that one's one I think Gabby expected Emerson to be taking that one there.
You get a double hit right there on the set. Yep. Mets needed to move her feet and get under it. Failed to do so, and it left an awkward set, resulting in a double hit. 10-6 on the First National Bank scoreboard as Borchers will serve again. Dietz with the overpass.
Oh, boy.
And boy, oh, boy, nice push across, set across to Scott, and she has really hitting well this entire match.
Maya Monin took that overpass and just set it right from the overpass, and the Trojans weren't quite ready for that, but Scott was ready on the outside.
Flat foot with the serve receive. Here comes Steinke. She's going to put a little on it. Nice swing for Leah Steinke. Put off, unable to do anything with it. Off goes Borchers. On comes Jillian Chapman to serve.
Leah Steinke's really good when she gets in that middle hitter roll up on that front row.
Well, and she had the opportunity to get a couple of steps into the ball, and you saw a perfect serve receive by Plattfoot. Metz with a good set, and the rest is history. Scott Griffith with the dig. Oh, man, just not able to get there. Emerson Walters trying to make a play. Couldn't make it happen. 12-7 now. Russia leads.
I don't think we've seen Carly Scott taking much off the ball. She doesn't like to change the pace of that ball when she hits it. It is full go, big swing, Aaron Judge style, like you said. Free balled back across by Metz. Sherman, Monin, Scott with the tip. Right when I say she hits it hard every time, gives the little tip. Carly Scott with her 9th kill on the game.
Yeah, she's having a nice match. Maya Monin will serve for the Raiders. Again, Raiders come into play. This is a conference match. These teams have seen each other once. And boy, oh boy, nice set. Monin just set it up perfectly for Ronnie Poling. And boy, oh boy, she could put some energy behind her swings as well. And you saw it right there.
We talked about it on that slide play earlier. If you're a defending team against Russia, you got so many decisions you got to make.
Yeah.
You got Poling in the middle on that outside. You had Kate Sherman just lining up for a long one, and then they had Cece Borcher sitting on the backside. Like, that's just tough.
Nice play at the net by Steinke. Now Monin's going to push one deep. And
Look
boy,
out.
just an overpass hanging over the net. Ronnie Poling makes him pay.
Called her in the net.
And you're right, though. Earlier, Poling had that slide or that wraparound for the kill. This time she came up the middle last point. But she got in the net on this point, and it's 14-8. Botkins' Leah Steinke will go back and serve.
You watch when teams play with that up-tempo pace, it is fun. I mean, I can see where a lot of coaches want to go to it because it is exciting. It's kind of like in basketball, playing that fast-paced tempo. That kids in today's world, they love to play that, Scott, you know?
Sure do. See Carly Scott pushes one down from the right side. She'll leave the floor, and Lindsay Vistano will come in to serve. Stickle will come out to the front left hitting position. Audrey Stickle, she sent Kate Sherman to the bench. So 15-8. Raiders with a 7-point lead on the First National Bank scoreboard. A rocket to Barhorst. Steinke passes back to Barhorst. She likes to swing from way back. You could just tell as soon as she hit it, she knew that she didn't get a good angle on that swing, and it went out of bounds.
The Russia Raiders losing some seniors this year, but they got some. The pipeline ain't being emptied here. You know, Ronnie Poling, Carly Scott are both juniors. You know, you're going to lose the ones who have been there a while, in Sherman and Monin and Borchers, but Poling and Scott are big hitters, aren't they?
Man, they sure are. And I'll tell you, Russia's got a whole pack of them. So off comes Kelby Dosick. On comes number 10. This is Samantha Bell. We saw her in the JV match.
Swing both-handed.
Yeah, she was your setter. Yeah, but she could also hit from that right side, left-handed and right-handed. Barhorst hits one deep, dug by the libero. Passed across by Monin to Stickle, dug by Griffith. Now a little quicker set to Hendrickson. Monin's going to push it deep. Nice play. Boy, oh boy.
Nice play.
She passed it all the way back to the corner. Griffith just could not get back there. Again, you saw that Botkins defense get up on the net. And Monin, a very savvy play right there to push it all the way to the back left corner.
But having those big hitters, that's what causes a lot of that, isn't it, Scott? I mean, the Trojans have to come up and respect that.
Absolutely.
You know, Sherman and Scott and Poling are going to take free swings right there at the 10-foot line.
Yeah,
and
you got to be honest.
So everybody's coming around, and now, you know, nice play there by Stickle.
Audrey Stickle, little quick push all the way across court. Nice play. You see, that's pretty cool. You know, she doesn't get a ton of playing time. You see the bench erupt when she scores. That's what I love about high school sports, man, is it's family. It's love. The kids are having a blast. Win or lose, they're there for each other, and you saw it right there. Great example. So Carly Barhorst now going to go back.
You know, in season, those kids who are subs not getting a lot of time, they're putting in just as much time as the ones. I mean,
Samantha Bell goes up left-handed, dug by Barhorst. Now across to Hendrickson. She's going to push it across. Monin back to Stickle.
Stickle got it the first time. She's going to try it again down that line.
Plattfoot's going to free ball one deep. And here comes Bell again. Dug by Steinke. Botkins a little indecision. Now they're settled down. Barhorst puts one across. Dug in the back by Bastano. Nice little rally we got going here. Here comes Hendrickson. Pushes it across off Stickle and down for the point. Tipped out of bounds. So Botkins hanging around in this third set. 18-11 on the First National Bank scoreboard. Rushi with a touchdown lead. As Caitlin Barhorst will serve for Coach Watercutter. Dug by Vastano. Here comes Cece Borchers back in the game, swinging a miss.
You know, you saw it earlier near Scott when Rushi came to New Bremen and they played. Is that correct? Was that at New Bremen or?
Yeah, his first Cardinal home match of the year.
And that was a 4-set match that went to the New Bremen Cardinals. But I'll tell you right now, I would like to watch.
Yes.
You know, Maya Monin and the young lady from New Bremen, their setter, that's Southmore.
Melina Schrader, yeah, I'd like to see them
You'd
go
like
at
to
it
see
again.
that go at him again, because those two girls can get it done.
You may very well see that down in Dayton. You may well see. Of course, it depends on what direction Bremen goes when they get into the tournament. Last year they went north, played up in Elida, and then up at BG. Of course, they didn't make it out of Elida. The state champion New Knoxville Rangers went on quite a tear last year. I want to say they lost one match, and it was to the Cardinals in MAC play. And they went on an absolute storm through the tournament and won their first volleyball Division IV state title.
And for people out there in the Northwest, in the district right here above, like in that All-Glaze County area, a lot of times one school, you're going to get an option. You can either go north or you can come south.
Yep.
And that's what they're talking about. Last year we ended up with New Knoxville playing in the finals against St. Henry. Is that correct, Scott?
Yeah,
last year
I think St. Henry went south, New Knoxville went north.
Yep, and so
you had them in the state because St. Henry was state semifinalist, state runner-up to New Knoxville.
Mm-hmm.
And we had that a couple years ago with, I want to say it was St. Henry and Versailles, or no, it was Coldwater and Versailles.
Coldwater and Versailles.
2 years ago. Yeah, so it just depends. The MAC, sometimes they'll go north, and then north, sometimes they play in Van Wert.
Yes.
And Elida. So it's like a super sectional, goes south. And
So
the Cardinals went south for 2 or 3 years in a row. So it just kind of depends on which way they go.
So Sunday can be a little bit. These coaches have done some research because they're going to this tournament draw. They're making not only decisions for right now. And you're not looking one game out. Some of these coaches in Arushi and New Bremen and and those other schools, Marion Local, they're looking down the line. Who do we match up with well?
Right.
Against?
Yeah, who do we want to see?
Who do we want to see? And who are we trying to avoid? And it's not just 1 or 2 games.
Yep.
You hate to say it, but that's what it is. They're looking down the road, and you sometimes see a team will get knocked off earlier, and you're like, well, how did that happen? Well, that coach was trying to take some chances, and that's good, and that's because they're trying to get down. Their ultimate goal is to get to Dayton and bring home a trophy.
Set across by Emma Dapor, excuse me. I think I've said her name every way, but probably the right way. And there's a nice kill for the Trojans. I believe that was Steinke.
Leah Steinke. Still playing hard. The Trojans are still giving a real good effort here with Trace Hendrickson back serving.
Absolutely. First National Bank scoreboard reads 23-14 in favor of the Raiders. Nice serve. That thing just sank. You see Trace Hendrickson, a little celebration. Again, the Botkins seniors playing their last home match. So you've seen nothing but smiles and laughs and giggles, and that's what it's all about, making memories. 23-15 now. Botkins down by 8. Right on the sideline, Vastano with the dig. Pushed across by Stickle. Plattfoot, she sets Steinke. And you're going to get somebody in the net.
Number 9,
Yep.
Jenna York, I
Yep,
believe.
York was in the net. So Botkins on a little run here behind the service of Hendrickson. They would love nothing more than to take this set and force a set 4 and extend the match. Dug in the back by Chapman. Set by Daypor. Hendrickson, nice play. Griffith pass across. Free balled over by Mack. Now Rushi a chance to get in system. Daypor, she'll set York off the block. Platfoot to the rescue. Mack, she sets up Hendrickson for a back row attack and unable to connect cleanly. And we have achieved set and match point 24-16 Raiders. Some good volleyball played tonight.
Subs coming back in on the rotation.
This will be Kate Sherman to serve. Off goes Vistano. Scott comes in with her.
Vistano and Stickle out. Both played real well in that rotation.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, Rushi just a little too much. There's a sinking serve, and that's going to be an ace. And that's going to do it as the Raiders make quick work tonight of the Trojans. This is the Trojans' best set here. Was set 3, 25-16 the final. Let's go ahead and take a quick break. And when we return, we'll get the final kills, aces, blocks report. And we will come up with your NKTelco player of the game. And that'll be a wrap. So one wonderful volleyball match in the books. Rushi 3, the Botkins Trojans 0 here on NKTelco Sports.
Whether you do business from a corner store or a corner office, there is one asset your business cannot do without: the internet. Everything from sales and marketing, training and shipping, PR, HR, and R&D, your business relies on a fast, reliable, and secure connection. And now, it's more important than ever to partner with an internet provider you can trust. Get Flight Fiber for Business, backed by local tech support from NKTelco. Call today.
Welcome back one last time to the Coliseum at Botkins Athletic Complex. It is time for the final CAB report, and here to deliver that is Jeremy Plyman.
For the visiting Rushi Raiders, they were led by Carly Scott with 10-plus kills. She had herself a heck of a night there. She had an assist and a block. Cece Borchers, 4 kills. Kate Sherman, 5 kills, 4 aces. They were all over they just feed animal after animal after animal out there. They're really, really good team. Bright future. For the Lady Trojans, Trace Hendrickson had 4 kills on the night and a couple blocks, led by Leah Steinke. She had 5 kills and 2 aces. The young Caitlin Meyer got in and had a couple of nice kills in there. So Gabby Griffith again played real well. Probably the hardest one she's had. Game she's had. They kept going at her, and when you're trying to play at that 10-foot or that 15-foot area, and you got hitters like Sherman and Borchers and Poling taking shots.
A lot of good serves.
Man, she was doing the best she can to try to fend those off. So, real nice evening tonight.
Absolutely. So, one last piece of business. Again, the Lady Raiders victorious all the way across. They swept the entire show tonight. 2 straight sets in the JV match, and then they win the varsity match 3-0. Last piece of business is our NKTelco player of the game.
Leah Steinke. Last time here from the Botkins Athletic Complex for the year, last home game for these seniors. Leah Steinke's had herself a real nice game and had a great career for that young lady, as well as Trace Hendrickson and Gabby Griffith. But Leah Steinke will be our player of the game tonight.
So congratulations to number 8, the senior middle hitter, Leah Steinke, as our NKTelco player of the game. So for Jeremy Plyman, I'm Scott Fry. Thanks for joining us tonight. We sure do appreciate you hanging out with us. You can catch this match again. It'll be rebroadcast on Wednesday, October 26th at 9 p.m. and Saturday, October 29th at 6 p.m. And as always, you can watch all the games you want on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and at nktelco.com/sports. Jeremy, it's a pleasure working with you.
Appreciate it, buddy. It's been great. I've learned a lot help here doing it. Really enjoy it. We want to thank Brad Bergman here, the athletic director. Gracious host having us up in here and getting things set up. A little shout out to Drew Kreitzer helping us get set up here in the Crow's Nest with adding the commotion cameras for NKTelco and stuff like that. We had to do a little work up here, electrical and stuff like that. Thanks to Drew, the head custodian here at Botkins School.
Absolutely. All right, so one last time from Botkins. The Rushi Raiders come in and out untouched. 3-0 is the win here on NKTelco Sports.